At 1 minute after midnight tonight, a new set of tariffs takes effect on nearly everything this country imports. Not most things, not the sensitive categories. 99.4% of all goods coming to the United States, covering 60 of our largest trading partners at rates ranging between 10 and 12.5%. The Trump administration announced it Thursday afternoon, hours before the old tariffs were set to expire. And the timing tells you almost everything you need to know about what is actually happening. Here's the background. Back in February, the Supreme Court struck down Trump's blanket tariffs. The court said he did not have the legal authority he claimed to have. So the Trump administration went looking for a new legal hook, and it found one in Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, which allowed them to impose 10% across the board. The catch was that Section 122 comes with a hard expiration date of 150 days, and that clock ran out at midnight tonight. So the Trump administration needed a new authority, and they landed on Section 301, which gives the president wide latitude to impose tariffs if his trade office decides American commerce is being restricted. To use it, they had to run an investigation and produce a finding. The finding they produced is about forced labor. Now, stop and sit with that for a second. This administration is telling you that a tariff on almost every imported good in America is, in the words of a senior administration official, the result of the most sweeping international labor rights action the United States has ever taken. This is the same administration that has spent 18 months hollowing out the agencies that enforce labor law here at home. The same administration whose immigration raids have swept up workers in meatpacking plants and construction sites. The exact workers most vulnerable to exploitation. And then they deported them instead of protecting them. Forced labor is a real and serious problem in global supply chains. Serious people have worked on it for decades. It is not the thing that has happened here. And you do not have to take my word for it, because the administration told on itself. That same official, in the same briefing explaining why the announcement came now, said they were implementing it at this moment really to avoid complexity because steady rates are better for business. That is the actual reason. The old legal authority expired, they needed a new one before midnight, and the forced labor investigation was the one that was ready. The trade representative, Jamieson Greer, was even more direct when he testified before the Senate Finance Committee on Wednesday. He told lawmakers that the policy remains the same. The specific authorities have changed, he said, but the trade strategy has not. That is a remarkably honest description of what is going on. The legal justification is interchangeable. The tariff is the point, and the reasoning gets built backward from there. So what does that actually cost you? China, Australia, and Egypt get 12.5%. The European Union, Indonesia, and Mexico get 10, and India got moved down from 12.5% to 10 because the White House decided it liked what India was doing on forced labor, whatever that means. There are exemptions, and there are a lot of them. Oil and natural gas are out, steel and aluminum will not get taxed twice, and goods covered by the trade agreement with Mexico and Canada remain relatively untouched. The formal notice runs hundreds of pages with thousands of carve-outs, which is its own kind of tell about who has the best lobbyists. The Yale Budget Lab puts the overall effective tariff rate in this economy at 11.8% right now. These new duties push that up another 1 to 2%. And nobody in this administration seriously disputes anymore that Americans pay for it. Importers pay the tariffs, and importers charge you. And this is not the end of it. There is another investigation running right now. This one on excess industrial capacity aimed at China, the European Union, and 16 other partners. An analyst at Capital Economics said this week that those tariffs are being designed as top-up tariffs to bring the total burden back to where it was before the Supreme Court intervened, which is to say the court's ruling is being routed around one authority at a time. That same official who briefed reporters Thursday quoted the president saying he only has 2.5 years left, and they need to deal with these unfair practices now. That is the framing. Not what is best to serve the country, what can be done before the clock runs out for Donald Trump and his cronies. Make no mistake about it. You will feel this at the register, and you will feel it starting soon. If reporting like this matters to you, give me a follow as I continue to explore all the poor decision-making and corrupt deals of the Trump administration.